As per usual, Ali Abdelaziz is back to his dirty, rotten tricks. This Looney Tunes goose egg brat is causing issues again after insulting Merab and essentially forcing him into a title fight with name value Umar. That didn't work out quite as they hoped, so on to the next. Trying to get into Alex Pereira's head. You cannot seriously be trying to convince me that Magomed Ankalav said this. He's a relatively soft-spoken and respectful guy. I'm sure his English isn't this good, and a precedent is already set that Ali Abdelaziz will switch between his social media accounts, along with many burners, as well as the accounts of his contracted fighters. Just looking at Magomed Ankalav's most recent tweets, he, and I use the word he very loosely, is making things personal. Talking about Pereira's past as an alcoholic, kind of alluding to it. Talking about him needing to go back to working at a tire shop. That's not cool, man. Ali has been doing this forever. The guy has a tendency to make things personal. He's the one who escalated the beef between Umar and Merab. He's the one who logged into Umar's account, hosted the thing about Georgians being cowards in the proverb and this and that. And then Umar didn't even know about it. So as far as he knows, Merab is just coming after him for no reason. Kind of a shitty thing for a manager to do, don't you think? And he's always bringing up past struggles. Dricus du Plessis does it in a way that is kind of clever, and he's already a naturally charming guy, and it works for him. It's kind of one of his things now, one of the things you can expect when he's fighting someone. Oh, he's going to make fun of Sean Strickland's daddy issues. He's going to make fun of Adesanya's heritage, and maybe call him gay a little bit, or at least insinuate it. I can't wait for him to fight Hamzat. He's going to be like, don't catch a cold, big guy. I hear you have the sniffles. You know, it's going to be phenomenal. Whereas Ali Abdelaziz is a charisma vacuum, rivaled only by Gal Gadot. He's the UFC's preferred manager, which basically means that just like the UFC, he also has a monopoly over contracted fighters. He has so many fighters to where he doesn't even care if two of them fight each other. He gets paid either way. That's why he's been rallying for Manel and Gaethje to beat Poirier and Hooker and get title shots. Not simply because Islam hasn't fought them, but also because they're decent matchups for Makhachev. Oh, Manel's a little bit chinny, 2-fight win streak, gets one win against Poirier and he's right back in there. Wow, isn't that crazy? Oh, Gaethje can't wrestle worse shit. He couldn't wrestle worse shit then, can't wrestle worse shit now, you know? Sounds like a phenomenal fight for Makhachev. Oh, but he could maybe KO him. Come on, guys. Abdelaziz has around 200 fighters under contract, give or take, but he doesn't manage all of them. He has underlings, or cronies, or... Oh, sorry, what? What was that? They like to be called henchmen? Okay, I guess we're going with henchmen. That's neat. Having such a large amount of fighters allows you to do some pretty crazy things, like using these fighters as a means to sway public opinion. While he does have a large number of Muslim fighters on his roster, he also has a wide range of different fighters from very different backgrounds. Without understanding their connection to Abdelaziz, all of these fighters agreeing on a single subject allows for the control of ideas and information. Justin Gaethje, Kamaru Usman, Manel Kape, Islam Makhachev, Beneil Dariush, Rainer de Ridder, Patchy Mix, Corey Anderson, Dan Ige. All of these guys are so radically different from each other, so if, perhaps, all of these fighters got together on Twitter and all said that Umar Nurmagomedov won his fight, you know, if you used mob rule to kind of dictate that, you could potentially sway public opinion. Just saying, guys. Especially when Ali Abdelaziz has direct access to their social media. He can just put out a mass thing, he can copy and paste things, you know, he can get things set up ahead of time, like the world is his oyster. My favorite recent example of this is all of his fighters rallying for Kash Patel to become the FBI director. Kind of a niche political thing, don't you think? Like, there's some hardcore conservative people who are very high on the guy. There's also some moderate people who are high on the guy. The one I want to specifically point to is Manel Kape. He called Patel his friend. It's kind of weird. I don't know if they've ever met before. For reference, Manel Kape was born in Angola, raised in Spain, trains at AKA in Thailand, and lives in Vegas. Does he really have a dog in this race? Because I can think of someone with criminal tendencies, and a rap sheet, and a past as an informant for the FBI. Can you think of anybody? We're interactive like Dora now. Can you find Dora's map? Can you find the alleged terrorist? Ali is obviously pushing for this guy as FBI director because he'll pardon him or not dig up any dirt on him, or obviously they're in cahoots, right? This seems like pretty blatant lobbying, and if there's one thing I hate, it's lobbyists. Ali Abdelaziz says that the UFC isn't trying to book Makhachev against Charles Oliveira, Arman Tsarukyan, or Ilia Topuria, and that they have other plans in mind. So it seems like Belal Muhammad is the only real option, because Islam isn't going to take a step backwards and fight another top-level welterweight. Who's he going to fight? Sean Brady? Carlos Prates? He's kind of already earned it. And other people have pushed for an Usman fight. Obviously, Ali doesn't have any issues matching his fighters up against each other. In fact, he encourages it, because it makes him more guaranteed money. Dollar bills, y'all. But Usman is on a 3-fight losing streak. Granted, 2 of those were close decisions, and the other one was a fluke head kick, but it still doesn't really make any sense. It's also a weird pick because Belal is implicated with Team Khabib. Despite being born, raised, and residing in Chicago, he has joined a larger Muslim alliance. I'm not sure how close they are. Some people theorize that Belal just started hanging out with Team Khabib to avoid Islam Makhachev. I mean, that seems plausible. Abdelaziz is also pushing for Islam to fight DDP. Exclusively DDP though. Not the winner of Duplessis versus Strickland. Not whoever the current middleweight champion is whenever he decides to move up. The odds of Makhachev beating DDP are already pretty slim in my opinion. If Khamzat Chimaev gets the belt, which is very likely, mark my words, there is no way in hell that Makhachev will move up. Ali also says that Makhachev could fight at light heavyweight. Makhachev would beat Pereira has got to be one of the stupidest takes of recent memory. Alex Pereira weighs 230 pounds, and he can find chins like a heat-seeking missile. I don't have the exact stats in front of me, but he's like 6 inches taller, 5 inches taller, probably 6 inches in reach, right? Total a foot of distance that Makhachev has to cover. Oh, but he just has to get to the legs, really? Alex Pereira's wrestling is getting better every day, and if he gets past Ankalav and Ankalav wrestles in that fight, that's going to give us some answers as to how Makhachev would do against Alex. All Ali knows is how to yap, lie, and make money. What an eventful life for everyone's favorite manager. But what else do you expect from a man who permanently looks like he got hit over the head with a hammer? Like he has to reset it every hour, like he has a hammer guy. I need my head pointy like a cone head, and he has like a guy who has a hammer. It's a special hammer. I need to be pointed, I need to be aerodynamic. Which raises the biggest question of this video. Who gave Ali Abdelaziz the N-word pass? Was it you? Was it you? How about you? Did you do it? I don't think you could do it. Now, I do understand that Egypt is in Africa. I passed geography. And the specific word used is more of an N-word derivative, used in Spanish and Portuguese. It's a whole thing. Let me know what you think about Ali Abdelaziz and his choice of words in the comment section below. Tune in next week for more race relations with vampiric legs. I'm partially kidding. Like, comment, and subscribe for more MMA content. Go watch the last video about Ali Abdelaziz if you haven't already. It's in the corner right now. It's in the description. You can't miss it. If you miss it, you're a dunce. Like Ali Abdelaziz. Thank you all so much for watching, and have a good time.